Hello everyone, and welcome back to Jikook Moments. Today, we're diving into something truly heartwarming, the moment when Jimin returned to BTS's old practice room after 2 years filled with busy schedules and his military service. And on the other side of the world, Jungkook was captivating New York with his stunning new look in an iconic Calvin Klein campaign. But wait, beyond these two major moments lies something deeper than just nostalgia or the glamour of the fashion world. There's a subtle thread that still connects the two of them, a bond that quietly whispers, even if we walk different paths, we still reflect each other. So, don't go anywhere, because in today's video, we'll trace the meaningful story between Jimin and Jungkook, from a humble practice room in Seoul to the towering billboards of Manhattan. This isn't just a story about two global superstars. It's about two hearts that remain connected, even from afar. After 2 years of endless activities, packed schedules, and finally completing his military service, Jimin returned to a place filled with memories, the BTS practice room. For most people, that room might just be an ordinary dance studio, large mirrors, slightly creaky wooden floors, and an old speaker still faithfully playing familiar songs. But for Jimin, that room means much more. It's where everything began. A place where dreams grew, tears fell, laughter echoed, and the brotherhood of 7 young men was forged deeply. Now, as his footsteps once again touched that same floor, time seemed to stop. Every corner of the room reflected fragments of the past. Walls filled with handprints and colorful graffiti felt like archives of life, preserving their journey from the first day of training to the night before a big concert. In his latest post, Jimin shared several photos from that practice room. For ARMY, it wasn't just nostalgia. It was a reminder of BTS's humble roots that have never been forgotten, even after all their success. One photo showed Jimin standing before the large mirror, a cleaning cloth in his hand. He was gently wiping away old scribbles on the glass, his gaze soft and slightly downcast. And behind that reflection, it was as if his younger self was standing there. The Jimin who once trained tirelessly, sweating and crying for a dream that was far from certain. That mirror became a silent witness. It had seen how a boy from Busan grew into a global icon, known for his gentleness, dedication, and unwavering sincerity. The smudges on the mirror formed abstract patterns, like bursts of youthful passion frozen in time. Many ARMYs wrote in the comments that they could almost hear the footsteps of the members again, Jungkook's laughter, J-Hope's cheers, Taehyung's teasing, and Namjoon's calm voice guiding them. All those memories came alive again through a single, simple photo. That day, Jimin dressed simply, a black knit beanie, long white shirt, and gray sweatpants. No dramatic lighting, no fancy pose. Yet within that simplicity, there was a serenity and maturity that felt deeply comforting. In his caption, he wrote briefly, "After 2 years, it's finally time to clean up the graffiti." A simple line, but filled with meaning. Light-hearted, yet touching the hearts of millions worldwide. As if Jimin was saying he wasn't erasing the past, but reorganizing the memories, preparing himself to step into a new chapter. The comment section was flooded instantly with emotional messages. Some said they cried from nostalgia, others left heart emojis, and one fan wrote, "It really feels like Jimin has come home." And indeed, that day, Jimin truly came home, not just physically, but emotionally. Then, as if to add warmth to the moment, J-Hope appeared with his usual cheerfulness, commenting playfully, "Since we'll be using the practice room soon, make sure to clean it spotless." Instantly, the atmosphere shifted, from tears to laughter. "Only Hosea could tease Jimin so warmly," wrote one ARMY. Another added, "2 years have passed, but they're still the same, like family." That tiny interaction felt like a warm hug for fans who had been waiting so long. No grand stage, no spotlight, just a practice room, a cleaning cloth, and memories that never die. At the end of his post, Jimin smiled, a soft, grateful smile, as if telling his younger self, "Thank you for never giving up." Meanwhile, on the other side of the world, amid the dazzling lights of Manhattan, another name was shaking the world, Jungkook. In his newest Calvin Klein campaign, Jungkook didn't just appear, he mesmerized. There was something in the way he looked into the camera, sharp yet tender, powerful yet graceful. He didn't need many words, simply standing there was enough to make the world pause. At East Houston Street, New York City, among massive billboards and the never-sleeping city lights, Jungkook's face appeared, dressed in iconic black denim. One glance was all it took to make anyone stop and stare. Now, Jungkook is not just a K-pop idol, he's a global icon, blending Eastern charisma with Western allure in perfect harmony. It feels incredible to wear Calvin Klein's iconic denim again, he said in an interview, flashing that small smile that captivated millions. The campaign featured Jungkook on the streets of New York at night, shirtless, riding a powerful motorbike, with the Chemical Brothers' block rockin' beats thundering in the background. Every frame looked like a movie, sensual, strong, and cinematic. Legendary photographer Mert Alas, who shot the campaign, even called Jungkook a natural, effortlessly charismatic, no direction needed. At 28 years old and after completing his military service, Jungkook now carried a new aura, more mature, bold, and confident. He wasn't just a model, he embodied freedom, conviction, and modern sensuality. But behind all the global spotlight, ARMYs noticed something deeper, that same invisible thread that always connects Jimin and Jungkook. Jimin was wiping a mirror in Seoul, while Jungkook was staring into one on a New York billboard. One looking back at the past, the other gazing toward the future. Yet both reflecting the same things: passion, sincerity, and love for their shared journey. For ARMY, this wasn't just about two global stars. It was about two souls who grew together, understanding each other in silence, and supporting each other without words. Jimin might be cleaning memories, while Jungkook shows how far they've come. But the two remain parallel, like twin reflections in the same mirror. And perhaps, somewhere between J-Hope's laughter and the glow of Calvin Klein's lights, there's an unspoken message from both of them. We're still here. We've grown, we've changed, but we're still us. To the world, they may be just two global icons. But to ARMY, they're home. From a cleaning cloth in a small dance room to black denim on a global billboard, Jimin and Jungkook prove that even when their paths diverge, their meaning remains the same. To strive, to grow, and to love what they do. They are two sides of the same mirror, one gently wiping the past, the other facing the future with confidence. And between them, there will always be a warm light that makes us smile. A love and connection that only those who grew up with BTS can truly understand. Thank you for watching Jikook Moments today. If you felt the same nostalgia and pride we did, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications, so you won't miss the next beautiful moment. See you in the next episode, where we'll once again dive into the laughter, the memories, and the love shared by two names that will forever stay intertwined in ARMY's hearts. Jimin and Jungkook.